Thank you very much. Can you bring us up to speed with the happenings around the State House at this moment?
Right, thank you so much, Benny. The stage is set right now for the state visit of the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, who is coming to Nigeria for the first time. And it's not just for the first time of its own visit, first time of any Indian leader in 17 years. The last time that any Indian Prime Minister visited Nigeria was in 2007. Now, since the President Bola Tinubu has been trying to resuscitate or to further empower the relationship between Nigeria and India. Remember last year, they both met in India, in New Delhi, in September last year when the President Bola Tinubu visited New Delhi on the invitation of the Indian Prime Minister. Now the stage is set for his own visit, which is going to be a reverse order of what we had last year. Now we have the detachment of the Presidential Guards Brigade ready to receive him and give him a befitting welcome at the presidential villa, and afterwards the president will receive him and take him in for a bilateral discussion. Now I have with me a senior special assistant to the president on new media and online, Mr. Ortega Ogra, who's joining us. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning, Musbao. How are you?
All right, we are waiting for the arrival of the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, who is coming here to visit President Bola Tinubu. What do you think Nigeria is expecting from this visit and the relationship that both countries have been trying to build?
So India and Nigeria have a shared history. You know, aside being the two largest democracies in the world and Africa, India set up its first diplomatic mission in Lagos 2 years before our independence in 1958. 4 years later, we had the first Indian PM visit on a state visit in 1962, and since then we've had 3, the last being 17 years ago. Today's visit, upon the invitation of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, after being specially invited to last year's G20 in New Delhi, is to expand upon the cooperation that we've had. We've had lots of cooperation across defense, economy, social development, education, and others. Currently in Nigeria today, you have over 200 Indian companies with investments worth $27 billion. And we expect to see this grow. We expect to see this partnership between both countries grow and expand in view of who we are in the world today.
All right, now that is, you have just talked about some of those things that we're expecting, the agreements that will be signed. Now, this is going to take further the trade volume that's been existing between Nigeria and India. From what we had, the highest was about 15 billion US dollars, and now this is about to double it. So what's from Nigerian side, do you think Nigerians should expect in order not to make this relationship a one-sided one?
So, So you know, India is one of Nigeria's top 5 trading partners. Aside defense cooperation, where you see, you know, our Ministry of Defense, Armed Forces, and the Nigerian National Security Advisor's Office, you know, cooperating very closely with their Indian counterparts. We see also a lot of cooperation in the oil and gas space. We see a lot of cooperation in the telecommunication space. We're also seeing lots of cooperation in the education space. So this is not really a one-sided you know, relationship. I also need you to know that, for instance, gas is something that Mr. President has always pushed for. India is one of the world's leaders when it comes to using natural gas, especially CNG for commercial transportation. And the President has said gas is a transitional fuel for Nigeria. So we expect to see a lot more across different industries, across different sectors, you know, working on our shared, you know, we're both multi-ethnic, we're both multi-religious countries, and we expect that we can, you know, those things that bind us, those things that make us look alike are those things that can help us increase trade, increase arts and cultural cooperation between both countries.
Okay, this visit by PM Narendra Modi is definitely one of the fallouts of President's visit to India last year. We have seen the President also taking the relationship between Nigeria and Germany a little bit further. I remember they met in India as well. So what does this speak of the foreign policy of this administration, taking this opportunity to investors, particularly foreign investors?
Without doubt, Nigeria is the giant of Africa. One thing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has done in the past few months since he assumed office is to ensure that we have a country that our foreign investors and partners can say, hey, they trust Nigeria to live up to his name as the giant of Africa, whether it's in business, whether it's in social development, education, economy, defense, what have you. Nigeria's time is now. And under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we have tried to stabilize the economy. We have given, we've paid back all the backlogs. That was once something that held back for a lot of foreign investors from continuing business in Nigeria. We're seeing stability in the system. And that stability is what our foreign investors need. That stability is what we're being asked for, and they're getting it now. And we're seeing the influx, of foreign direct investments and portfolio investments into Nigeria. So we expect this to continue in the long term. We expect that our reforms will continue to yield the desired fruits, and we expect that more foreign investors will see Nigeria as the preferred place to come to in Africa. That is the goal, and that is what we'll continue to strive for.
Okay, so what do you say to Nigerians to hope for from relationships like this?
To the more than 20,000 strong, before I speak to Nigerians, let me tell the Indian community, more than 20,000 strong in Nigeria. We say we're here for you, we believe in you, we trust you, you're partners in progress. And to Nigerians, India has been a consistent partner over the past few decades to Nigeria, even before we gained independence. And we expect for Nigerians to see this as an opportunity to do more business, not only in Nigeria, but with India. Let's also move outside this country. Let's also see how we can bring in new things into this country. Let's see how we can export our services, our goods, processed goods, not just raw materials to India. And I'm sure that when the trade volumes increase, we will also see, improved economic development for Nigerians as a whole.
Thank you so much for your time. The Senior Special Assistant to the President on Online and New Media, Mr. Ortega Ogra. And that is it. For now, we're still waiting for the arrival of a Prime Minister of India. The stage is set, and any moment from now, we expect him to come in to this befitting welcome ceremony that is waiting for him. And then some bilateral talks will come up immediately after that. And the memos, the memorandum of understanding that will be signed will become clearer in just a moment from now. So for now, let's take you back to Ondo Desai studio, and we'll come back to give you his arrival as soon as he gets in.
Thank you, Musbao. From the State House is about